Welcome to Rebel Chaser. My name is Gail, and I've got 4 videos for you tonight. The first one is with Judge Villarreal in Texas. The second one is this psycho stalker in Washington with Judge Buckley. Next one is an ex that will not move with Judge Kalmbach, and he's, I think, filling in for Judge Shackelford. I don't know, he was filling in for another judge in Michigan. And then the last one is with Judge McNally. A big liar with Judge McNally. I'll let you guys watch.
2 cases, companion cases. Ilse Garcia Armando Samaniego III. Cause numbers are 2025 FLA 961C3, 2025 FLC 892C3. Court marks Ms. Soto, present in person. Ms. Ilse Garcia, present in person. Remind the court, the court released Ms. Leticia Garcia. Armando Samaniego, are you present?
Your Honor, he stepped out, but I just texted him to come back and he's probably in the hallway.
All right, what is the announcement?
Your Honor, we did confer with Ms. Garcia and I relayed her offer to my client, but we do not have a full agreement. And my understanding is Ms. Garcia's requesting a continuance.
Ms. Garcia, go ahead. Into the microphone.
Yes, I requested a continuance
And tell the court why.
because I don't want to represent myself and I need more time to find an attorney.
Any objection?
The only objection I would have, Your Honor, not necessarily to the continuance, but the children's status quo, there's 3 kids under the age of 9 here. That the status quo for the kids are that they've been living with Mr. Samaniego. Mrs. Garcia had a visit with them last week and has refused to return the kids to Mr. Samaniego. So if the court's gonna reset, he wants the children's status quo to remain. He wants the kids returned to him until the next setting.
Oh, yikes. Well, there's Ms. Garcia, you heard the request made by Ms. Soto on behalf of Mr. Samaniego.
The
Do
children,
you agree or do you disagree with the request?
I disagree.
I'm gonna have to ask you some questions, some questions to you both to see what I'm gonna do today, because there's no objection to the continuance. Ms. Garcia, Mr. Samaniego, please raise your right hands. You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you will give in this cause will be the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir. I swear.
Both have answered yes. You may lower your hands. Mr. Samaniego, pull the microphone straight up closer to your mouth. Is your true and correct name Ilse Annette Garcia?
Yes,
Ms. Garcia, how many children, if any, do you have with Mr. Samaniego?
3,
Their ages
9, 5, and 4.
and their genders.
It's male, female, and male.
Are your children currently enrolled in school but out for summer vacation?
They're enrolling school without summer vacation.
All right. Is your true and correct name Armando Samaniego III?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Samaniego, you heard, and right now what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to cut through and get just to the facts that you cannot dispute. Did you hear what the court just heard from Ms. Garcia about the number of children, their ages, their genders, and their school attendance?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did she say anything that was factually not correct?
No, Your Honor.
All right. What the court needs to do now, Ms. Garcia and Mr. Samaniego, is just make some orders that the court is going to enter into between now and the day that we come back for your temporary orders hearing. That's going to be in 2 weeks. Yikes. That is going to be Ms. Garcia. What school, if any, do your children attend?
Parada Elementary,
Both and all?
only my youngest goes to Head Start.
What school district is Parada Elementary in?
UISD,
Any objection to the court taking judicial notice of UISD start date?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Court takes notice that your child will commence school, unless there's a change, on August the 13th. So we are definitely coming back before then so that you have some decisions between now and then. Ms. Flores, we have several contested matters on August the 6th, do we not?
Yes, Your Honor.
But ostensibly, Ms. Soto will have an opportunity to confer with Ms. Garcia's lawyer before then. So you should be able to whittle as many things as possible. All right, Ms. Garcia, I'm going to do whatever the status quo is. So I'm going to ask the same questions. I guess let me ask now in reverse. Mr. Samaniego, your 9, 5, and 4-year-olds, who do they live with? Where did they sleep last night?
With her mother, sir.
How many nights have they been at mom's house?
So she took him on the 17th, last Tuesday.
So 1 week.
Yes, Your Honor.
And before then, where were they sleeping?
So we had to leave the house because she came back to the house and they were staying at my mother's and I was staying at my brother's for 2 months.
So they were not with you, they were with your mother.
Correct, Your Honor.
How long were they with your mother?
2 months, Your Honor.
And before that, where were they at?
We were all at our house.
When was the last time you slept in the same building as your children?
Usually on my days off, I will bring him to my brother's house, which is Friday, Saturday, sir.
So on the weekends?
Correct.
Most of the same questions I'm going to mirror to you, Ms. Garcia. So I'm not going to ask you if that's true and correct because you're about to dispute most of that I can see. Ms. Garcia, where did your children sleep last night?
At home with me
With you. How long have they been at your home?
since Tuesday of last week.
So you agree with Mr. Samaniego, they've been with you for a week.
Yes,
Where were they sleeping before last Tuesday?
at the grandmother's house.
And how long were they at? And when you say grandmother, you mean his mother's house, paternal grandmother's house?
Yes,
How long were they there?
about 2 months.
So you agree with the set of facts that Mr. Samaniego told the court?
Except that the kids would stay weekends with the grandmother, not really with him.
Okay, but the facts that I've asked you,
Yes,
there's no dispute.
Mhm.
There's no dispute?
no,
Okay. And tell the court, Ms. Garcia, and I don't know that this would be good for either one, so I guess I can ask. Ms. Garcia, why were these children not with you and not with Mr. Samaniego? You can object at any time, by the way. I just want to make sure that if I can get them to agree to the facts, I can make a decision. But feel free to object at any time. Ms. Garcia, the 2 months, your kids are not with you and they're not with Mr. Samaniego. Tell the court why.
because he didn't want for me to see them.
There was a restraining order in place, Your Honor.
And the restraining order restricted Ms. Garcia from
From having possession of the kids, my client was named the conservator.
uh,
Mrs. Garcia had moved out of the home and left the kids with my client. My client works, so he left the kids with his.
is that order still in place?
We extended it, Your Honor, because we came back to court and it was Judge Leti Martinez that was gonna hear the restraining order that you signed, and Ms. Garcia, Leti Garcia objected, so then we had to come back today.
I have an one to.
Well, that one's but has any court or judge modified those orders?
No,
This one's rather simple, and I don't do it based on the facts, Ms. Garcia or Mr. Samaniego. I just do this based on the law. So I'm trying to figure out what the status quo is, and I have an idea of what that is. But here, there's orders in place, right? And the purpose of our meeting today is to see what modifications can be made. Except that Ms. Garcia has requested more time. And what I could have done at that time is just said, okay, you get more time, go out, but the orders continue. I didn't do that. I kind of gave you a lifeline to see what information I could see and learn based on the facts that you don't disagree on that I could be able to modify. But on the one hand, you have orders that give Mr. Samaniego possession. On the other hand, you're requesting more time, which means I really shouldn't do any modifications. So, pursuant to the orders that are in place, Dad has possession until August the 6th at 2 p.m. That's the date of your temporary orders hearing. Any objection to this, Ms. Soto?
No, Your Honor, with one caveat that my client had, the orders that the judge signed did not award either party exclusive possession of the shared home when they were together. The court phrased it as Mrs. Garcia could not be in the home unless she was she had to get permission to be in the home. My client would want to be back in the home with his kids so that he doesn't have to be in separate places.
Any objection to that request, Ms. Garcia?
Yes,
Tell me why.
I also have a restraining order against him.
In this court?
Yes.
Can court staff pull that up? Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Ms. Soto, your request on behalf of Mr. Samaniego is just possession of the home?
Correct.
Is that the only request?
That we would want to add it. Yes, correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Garcia, this last week that your children have been with you, where were you all sleeping?
I was at home and the kids with me.
At the same home that Mr. Samaniego is requesting?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So yes, I've been sleeping with my kids at home.
Have you ever been not sleeping at the home and somewhere else?
No. For these past 2 months, no. Before, yes.
Mr. Samaniego, can you, is there a, I'm doing my best to keep the status quo. So is there a space for you anywhere at your mother's home?
There is, sir, but like I said, I want to be at my house with my kids.
I understand. I hear you. I don't know that I can do that based on your facts, situation, circumstances, and the law. My question is, do you have a place? Because I know your children do, because they've been with your mother for 2 months. My question is there a space for you at that residence?
Not at the moment, Your Honor.
Huh. Is it possible for you to coexist and co-reside at your marital home with Ms. Garcia in peace?
Sir, I would
And-
try, sir.
If I may intercede, Your Honor, since that has happened, there's been domestic violence charges. There's been a charge that was later dropped. My client filed false reports on those. But there's no way they can coexist, and I wouldn't recommend that my client go
All
back
right,
to the home.
and that's
With
fair.
her there.
I'm just trying to figure out what your situation. I don't know you folks. I don't know your situation or what's going on in your lives. I'm just trying to figure stuff out for you based on what the law says should happen. Well, if your request is not to leave the home, Ms. Garcia, I don't have any legal reason to exclude you. However, you're liable for the payment of the home from the filing of this divorce until I make a further decision, if that's your election. All right, so the children will either be with Mr. Samaniego at whatever location he chooses. If that's with him, that's with him. If that's with his mother, That's with his mother. And you're liable for the utilities, mortgage, and any costs associated with the marital residence from June the 16th, from May the 30th, 2025, until further orders of the court. Do you have any questions for me? Basically what I'm doing, so that it's clear to both of you and it's clear on the record, I'm keeping the status quo. I'm not making any changes. I'm just solidifying them until you can come back to court and present evidence and testimony. Any questions, Ms. Garcia?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Due to my job, I do get paid less than what actually the house is being paid and all the bills.
Yeah, so I'm just going to keep things the same. So is there, let me ask it this way. Is there any payment? Your home is mortgaged ostensibly? You have a mortgage, you have a home payment? Or is it rent? Is it mortgage?
It's a mortgage, yes.
Right. Is there any mortgage payment that is late or that is due before August the 6th?
Not that I know of.
Right. So I'm keeping the status quo and I'm saying as of right now, you're liable for it. But come back on August the 5th and tell me why that shouldn't be. And then your lawyer can make all of these arguments for you. I get paid less and all these things. And they'll phrase it in a way that it'll be legal and it'll be, more legal, right? So those are the orders of the court, but we're going to come back on August the 6th and you can present evidence and testimony to change my mind.
Okay.
Any questions for the court, Mr. Samaniego?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else on this case, Ms.
Just
Soto?
want- so that my client can get the kids back today, Your Honor?
Yes.
Yes.
These are the orders of the court. They extend until August the 6th. These orders are due to the court on
July 28 at noon by submission. And if Ms. Garcia can please provide us with an email address?
Ms. Garcia, what is your email address?
Yes, it's alive.com. I still have a question.
Much slower. Tell me your email one more time.
Alive.com.
What is your question?
So right now I have an open case of child protective services.
Okay.
So I need to be present with my kids whenever they need to speak with them.
It's denied. All right. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Good luck. Oh, give me 1 second. Ms. Soto, there is a Rule 11 on file that includes the location of the exchanges.
Yes, we did one for a visit that we allowed. It was going to be at the Laredo Police Department, Your Honor.
Any objection to the exchanges of your children taking place at the Laredo Police Department, Ms. Garcia?
No.
Are the orders very clear and specific? I mean, we're going to extend them. I just don't recall the specifics. We're going to extend these orders. Are they clear and specific as to the dates and times?
No, Your Honor, but I can set those out and specify them for the court. You're giving her the standard visits or what?
I'm just extending whatever orders
Okay.
are currently in place. What's currently in place?
I would like to send my orders into a injunction.
Tell me what you think that means.
Actually, Your Honor, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Extending what I have into more time. My restraining
Sorry,
orders into
are
more
these
time.
things, are these things competing?
Competing, Your Honor. They're competing. And I know on ours, we just told the court that we wanted it to prohibit visits until the court could establish a possession order.
It's almost the same thing.
That's why I asked for the status quo. Because there wasn't ever a visitation order.
So look, if I have to choose between the two orders, I'm going to do exactly what I just did. And that's the, that's just keeping the status quo without changes, no modifications, no changes. So whatever is in there, I'm going to write in the new date, and that end date is going to be August the 6th at 2 p.m. All right, then we'll come back. It's going to be short. It's the shortest turnover that I can give you, and it's also a date that I can give you before the school year starts. So whatever the decision is, you're gonna know if the children are with you. You're gonna know if the children are with you for the start of the school year, unless one of you gives me a hiccup, kind of like Ms. Garcia withdrawing from the case. That's a hiccup right now. We have to give some more time, and that's okay. So pending any other hiccups, I'm gonna make final decisions on these temporary orders on August 6th at 2 p.m. Anything else, Ms. Garcia?
So when would I be getting the kids?
Ostensibly on August 6th at 2. Okay. Any questions, Mr. Samaniego?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll see you then. I wish you both well.
Your Honor, can
Thank
the
you.
parties meet 6:30 to exchange the kids, give them an hour to go collect them and then meet at the headquarters for PD?
Any objection to exchange at 6:30 today, Ms. Garcia?
Yes.
What is the objection?
So I need to go get my mom, which is taking care of the kids, so it's gonna take a while.
Do you want an earlier time, a later time? What is the request? Why do you need your mom, by the way?
My mom?
Yeah.
Because she's fixing her car, so we're gonna
She does what?
she's fixing her car, so we're gonna be driving around.
She's fixing her car, so you need to drive around, and you can't be at the police department at 6:30?
7 will be okay.
Any objection to 7 p.m.?
No, Your Honor.
All right,
Another question. What if the kids don't want to go with him?
I'm really close to telling you to go get your kids and bring them to court so the exchange can happen here. Do you have any objection to that?
No.
Go bring them. You're doing the exchange right now. Go bring your kids. Stand by.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next online.
Now, next will be Danielle and Brian Johnson versus Kelly Phoenix. Okay, all right, and Miss Phoenix, I see that you were served with the notice of the hearing on July 8th. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, and so same thing, I'm going to swear the parties in here. The Johnsons are the petitioners here, so they're going to get to go first, and then I'll hear from you, Miss Phoenix, and make a decision, okay? All right, so can I have all you raise your right hands, please? And do you each swear the testimony you give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so I'll hear from the Johnsons first.
Okay. Do you want us to start? I know you have all the paperwork. Do you want us to start from the beginning, from the 2 years ago, or 2 years of this?
Well, it's really up to you, but do keep in mind that I do have your whole petition here, which is made part of the record, and I'm aware of it.
Okay. So basically, this has been 2 years ongoing with Kelly. She was a member of the gym. She started stalking our grappling instructor, Paul. He is a lawyer, by the way. She sent, over 125 emails to him during the day. So we had to let her go out of his class. And when Brian would explain it to her that she can't take it because of her mental illness, she's diagnosed schizophrenic and she has psychosis. I've also talked to her 2 sisters, one that she lives with that says she doesn't take her medications, and her estranged husband, but she was under the impression that Paul had this thing for her, as she did with everybody else in the gym, telling Brian, well, you don't see it, you don't feel it, you don't see that energy. And Brian's like, no, he does not want you in the class. Like, it was just too much. And so she kind of just stayed to herself in the gym, walked on the treadmill. And then soon after that, she had in her mind that Brian wanted to be with her. And that's why Brian kicked her out of Paul's class. And then she started in with Brian. And so we had to kick her out of the gym because she was just getting crazier and crazier. So you see all the stuff that she did. She sat behind his car several times when he was leaving the gym, sent him flowers, sorry. All those texts, emails, trying to get together, trying to have drinks. She did that also to a couple other guys in the gym. Then it kind of died down a little bit. She put a horrible email out or a text or sorry, a Facebook message that you have a copy of that, that she took down after I confronted her with that, but it got out to members, and then she kind of died down for a while until a couple weeks ago, where she started sending out those emails about those horrific things about our daughters, Brian, and then the second one stating that Brian and I did a murder to hire here and all this crazy stuff. And we have all the proof for that. We're just doing a civil suit on that part of it. But what we're concerned about, and also the police officer in South Carolina states, because of her mental instability, he's concerned her blasting these emails out to businesses and members that somebody is with our addresses, our kids' names, that somebody is going to believe some of that stuff, and they're scared for our livelihood or what's going to happen to our business. And Kelly has said about 5 months ago, her estranged husband said she was going to come back here, and she has it in her mind that she is welcome back into our gym. And so our members are afraid. Our kids are afraid of her, because she's not well. And we're just trying to protect that. And I, if she does come back here, I don't know why she would come back here. Her estranged husband and kids both have restraining orders on her, so she doesn't have anything here. But being her mental illness, I just don't trust her at all with what she's capable of doing. And then her husband, we have a letter from him to ex-husband, or soon-to-be ex-husband, said that she was trying here to get a gun. She really wanted to get a gun, and he was afraid because how she was talking about me, because she thinks that Brian wants to be with her, and I need to be basically removed from the situation. So that's about all. But you have all the rest. So we're just really afraid of what she might do or what she's capable of.
And Mr. Johnson, did you want to say anything as well?
Just that's pretty much it, Your Honor. In a nutshell, just she's shown up to our gym after I've removed her from the gym, blocking me in behind my vehicle. I've taken pictures of that. She's been sending me flowers, emails stating that she thinks that we have this thing between us, which we don't, which I don't understand, because she's never really been in my groups in my gym. She's been with everybody else, and how this turned from my grappling instructor to me, I just can't fathom it. I don't understand why she's doing this. And she's done this to a couple of my other members of my gym, that she's wrote them letters and emails and so forth. And these are married men. And finally, I had to remove her from my gym. And then that's when the hardcore stalking started, where she was showing up behind my vehicle at 9 o'clock at night, blocking me in. And I called Lacey PD when this happened way back. And they were saying, get a restraining order. I should have back then. I thought it was going to go away. And then the crazy Facebook post stating that I broke into her house, put video surveillance cameras in her house. I put trackers on her phones. Then the final one is she's emailing all my sponsors to my Northwest Fight Challenge event and all the members of the gym, stating that I my kids and that I all their friends. And then she's stating, and she wrote another email out to everybody, blasting it out again, that my most favorite, that I've confided in her, that I'm, and my most favorite is my adopted sister, which I don't have an adopted sister, but she's putting this crazy stuff out there that my favorite person is my adopted sister, which I don't have, and so forth. But I mean, it's just, I fear for my wife, myself, my kids, members of my gym, that this lady that it clearly has mental issues is going to show back up here in the state of Washington every day since I've removed her from my gym. When I open my door to leave the gym, I scan the parking lot looking to see whether or not she's going to be around the corner with that something bad's going to happen to me or my family, because if she can't have me, nobody can. Or if she removes my wife from the situation, then we're going to have whatever she thinks in her delusional mind that she's going to get. I just want her nowhere around us because she's unstable, and I just want to feel safer in our business, our home, from this lady that's clearly mentally ill. And so, and you have everything there that she's been doing, the emails, everything, and she's blowing my home address out to emails to people. Like my wife was stating, if one person believes this, are they going to come and try to burn my house down? Are they going to try to do something bad to me or my wife or my kids because they're going to believe what she's stating in these emails that she's putting my personal address and my kids' name into? I just want it to stop, and I want her to be away from us. And a restraining order will restrict her from. There's consequences if she disobeys a restraining order.
All right, thank you both. Okay, Miss Phoenix, it's your turn to tell me your side of it.
Okay, deny or refute a lot of what they said. It's outright false or wild or exaggeration. Now, I did file a mutual restraining order against them. However, unfortunately, it was not there in time. I think I filed it. I sent it to the wrong email address. You may have some things I've already submitted. So I do have a mutual restraining order request on both of them. And I also have police report made over years ago. So when I joined this gym, it was in 2015, and he kicked me out of his gym in 2017 as a direct result of having rejected his advances towards me. And so a lot of this happened a long time ago. I deny any kind of stalking behavior. In fact, I have accused him of stalking me, and is why I had to leave the state. He clearly admits to having called my family, my husband, completely inappropriate. He has information and inaccurate information about that. He's also been the one posting things on his business's Facebook page. The petition I have submitted and will submit a more thorough one today at the correct email address. Will show the evidence that I will submit about things that they posted, things that they texted as well. Danny Johnson called me, threatened me. Brian Johnson threatened me as well. I prepared a statement to a declaration in response to this, if I may read that.
It's your decision.
Okay. Okay. I declare that I've never stalked their employee, which was one of their claims, and certainly not continuously. The employee that Brian Johnson is presumably referring to is Paul Boudreau, who is Brian Johnson's jiu-jitsu instructor, as well as his personal attorney. Paul is also my former jiu-jitsu instructor. Now, Paul was the one who kicked me out of his class after I was in his class for almost a year, and it was through personal issues with him. And it was not Brian who kicked me out; it was Paul, and not as a result of stalking or inappropriate behavior. He thought I was disrespectful to him in class. Regarding the statement that I sat in behind my vehicle and behind Paul's vehicle and waited for him. On roughly 2 occasions, upon leaving this gym for the night after that jiu-jitsu class ended in 2015, every weekday, Paul Boudreau was actually the one who started sitting behind my car several times at night. Now, I didn't think this was stalking or inappropriate. I just assumed this was chivalrous kind of behavior because it was dark. But we never talked about it, and so I did the same to him on only 2 occasions, mind you. But this is certainly not an example or evidence of me stalking him. But in Brian Johnson's own petition, he clearly admits that he inappropriately contacted both my husband and my lawyer, as well as my sisters, after I had suffered a nervous breakdown. As a result, I believe was terror stalking of me, not only stalking me, but defaming me and slandering me in the whole community there, such that I felt the need to flee that state. I plan on finally be able to afford to hire a lawyer and subpoenaing some poor witnesses and having a civil case against them and having this finally proven. But I have not been able to afford that. My divorce settlement is next month. I will be returning to Washington then. Hopefully, I'm anticipating having some funds in order to do this.
It's like we just lost Miss Phoenix's connection. All right, we'll stand by for a minute here. There we go.
I'm sorry, my phone cut off. May I continue?
Yeah, we just lost you for a couple seconds there, so you can pick up where you left off.
Okay. In his own petition, he clearly admits that he's inappropriately contacting both my husband and my sisters, getting information from them. I I did have a nervous breakdown a couple of years ago. I had never had any mental issues prior to that, certainly not when I was a member of their gym. And the diagnosis, which I refute, I believe is erroneous and ultimately was defined as related to marijuana usage, which I no longer even use. It's not legal in South Carolina. I have not used that for a while since moving here. I've made 2 separate police reports about the stalking behavior by Brian Johnson, but unfortunately was not able to obtain the copies of those reports in time to include with this response. I was actually hoping to have an extension, if that's possible, for evaluation of these what will be mutual petitions for protection, restraining orders. I've also submitted my own petitions for protection. They were filed this morning. Apparently, I sent an email to the wrong place, though you may have some I did file correctly a couple days ago. I suspect that the main reasons they have filed this petition, which I'm not even in the state, I don't understand why they think I've been stalking them. I certainly never walked far. So I suspect that the main reasons they filed this petition, is to attempt to thwart me pursuing further legal action against them, both civilly and criminally, as in the protection order, there was a request to prevent me from engaging in any further legal action against them. It behooves them to make me look insane as defense and distraction from my own old as well as ongoing accusations of their stalking of me. It is a very timely action of theirs, as I will be returning to Washington next month to finalize my divorce for my husband. And I feel threatened from Brian Johnson and Danny Johnson, both of them of which have threatened me. As I've long suspected that Brian installed or had someone install stalkerware or spyware apps on both my cell phone and laptop that I left unattended in his gym, they would have been privy to this information. I'm anticipating receiving money for my divorce settlement, at which point I will finally be able to hire an attorney to subpoena some critical witnesses that can corroborate the definite pattern of defamation that Brian has been applying to me in retaliation for having rejected his overtures towards me. His being rejected by me is why Brian Johnson kicked me out of his gym one day after I had rebuffed him. I definitely do not believe that I'm welcome back in his gym, nor do I want to be. I never want to be in that place again, or see him, or see any of them. I suspect Brian Johnson to be a predatory, malignant narcissist who has a definite warped sense of reality and gaslights everyone. He is a former part-time Tumwater, Washington police officer. The day after he prematurely ended my gym contracts, I went back to his gym to attempt to speak with him. He'd been very upset and he kicked me out. When I did so, he threatened me with the, quote, dossier that he had told me that he had been compiling against me. Very private information from my life that he should not have known, which led me to speculate that he still has and abuses access to the private confidential information in the Tumwater Police database. I've never signed John back to his gym on occasions to attempt to talk to him in his patients. And again, that was in 2017. And though I was not interested in him, I'd been friendly with him. I sent many emails to him following being kicked out of his gym. I sent a lot of emails to Paul, but that was throughout the year I was his student, not afterwards. And I've not since sent any emails to Paul Boudreau. So this was about 7 to 8 years ago. I've not sent any emails, called them, seen them, or made contact with them since then. As my husband and I have been engaged in an acrimonious custody battle and prolonged separation, my husband was able to acquire sole custody of our kids through duplicitous means. I was never a threat to my children. It had nothing to do with any mental health issues. It was ultimately a misunderstanding, and it's something that I hope to rectify very soon in my divorce settlement. I'm not sure what emails Brian Johnson is referring to. And also, when I received this petition, I didn't receive any kind of, I don't know what it says he attached some evidence to his case, but I didn't receive anything like that. And I had been under the assumption that that had to be included. So I seek for a continuance of this when I have all of my paperwork ordered.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Phoenix. All right. I'm not going to grant a continuance. I was clear in the beginning. I asked the parties if they were ready to proceed, and all the documentation was filed with the court in a timely manner, so I don't see any reason why any exhibits or any other documentation wouldn't have been available to the parties well in advance of today's hearing.
Sir,
So, yeah, Ms. Phoenix,
when
I'm
you
going to ask
asked
you
that
not to.
question, okay,
Ms. Phoenix, I'm going to ask you not to
Okay.
interrupt. Okay. I'm going to actually insist on that. This is the part of the case. Now I've heard both
Okay.
sides. I'm going to tell you my decision and I'll explain why I made it. That's not an invitation for you to
Okay.
interrupt or argue. Okay. If you do, I'm going to have the
Right.
clerk mute your microphone and that'll be your end of participating in the hearing. Clear enough?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the parties have presented their cases. The Johnsons are the petitioners with the burden of proof to show by a preponderance of the evidence they're entitled to the order that they have asked for. And they, in my view, based on the testimony that they provided today and the exhibits that they provided as well, that this is clearly a case where they've established that stalking has occurred. They've supported that through their testimony as to the actions of Ms. Phoenix. They've supported that through the various letters and emails and other forms of communication by Ms. Phoenix that they have found to be upsetting. Those things have gone on over a period of time. They're targeted at the Johnsons. They clearly express a desire that the Johnsons should be placed in fear for their safety, not only from Ms. Phoenix, but from other people that she is attempting to create the impression that the Johnsons may need to fear as well. This is all obviously coordinated or linked in a way to make the Johnsons feel intimidated and scared at all times. And based on their reaction to the various kinds of communications, they have been scared. And a reasonable person in their position would be scared based on the actions that Ms. Phoenix has taken. There's no lawful purpose to any of this. The only caveat I'll say in that is that if there's any litigation related to defamation or what you folks have referred to as libelous statements or slander, that's beyond the scope of this court's jurisdiction in this matter, and that would have to be decided separately in a different kind of legal action in a different court. So I'm not making any pronouncements about the validity of any kind of defamation or whether any of that's actionable. I will therefore grant and enter a stalking protection order protecting the Johnsons. And I'm going to place that order in effect for 5 years. All right, I've signed the stalking protection order. As I've indicated, it's been reduced to writing and it will be available to both parties. The court clerk will send you each your copies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Right. You're welcome. And that'll end the hearing for today.
This is a matter of Gary Lasky versus Megan McKnight, case 25-28340. And you are Gary Lasky?
Yes, sir.
And you are Megan McKnight?
Yes, sir.
Each raise your right hands. Do you each solemnly swear affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
I do, Your Honor.
All right, and neither of you I see have attorneys. And Mr. Lasky, you filed this is a termination of tenancy, giving 30-day notice. Have you resolved this between yourselves?
No.
All right, and what's the reason for terminating the tenancy?
We are no longer in a relationship, sir.
What was that again?
We are no longer in a relationship together.
Did you have a lease between yourselves?
No.
And Ms. McKnight, why shouldn't you be ordered to vacate the property?
I still have bills in my name there. I mean, we raised our children in that home. I'm not exactly sure what to say there, you know. I would be willing, I'm willing to go. I need some time.
Well,
If
under
I
the,
may-
yeah,
If
go
I may,
ahead.
Your Honor. She's had more than plenty of time to leave. We at first had an agreement that she would pay me rent. That was over 7 or 8 months ago. She's barely given me any kind of financial or any kind of help around the house since then. She's had way more than enough time to leave. And she definitely has help in other ways to get out of here. I don't know why she's procrastinating,
That's
but
not true. I actually have no one but myself.
Well, Ms. McKnight, I have to give 10 days notice, would make it August 4th. Are you, Mr. Lasky, agreeing to extend it somewhat past August 4th by any chance?
I would rather not. I would rather be an immediate if you can, sir.
I just
I have to
need a
give
little
10
time
days.
to
I
get my
can't.
stuff out of there.
All right. Thank you. Listening to the testimony, proper notice having been provided by the plaintiff to Ms. McKnight, the court is going to grant a judgment in favor of the plaintiff versus McKnight for possession only. A writ or order of eviction can be issued anytime after August 4th if one is applied for. The court will prepare the judgment since neither of you are attorneys to mail out. And you each have a good day.
Does that mean that she has until August 4th, sir?
Yes, sir. I have to grant 10 days at least.
Okay.
And then what happens on the 4th, Your Honor?
If you don't vacate by August 4th, then Mr. Lasky can come into court, fill out the paperwork, pay a fee, then the court would sign what's known as an order of eviction. That order of eviction is then given to another court officer, and they will come out and indicate that you have to leave the premises. I can't speak for the court officer, but sometimes they'll give you a couple days. And if you don't vacate, if you don't leave voluntarily, then they'll put your items out on the street, on the curb.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, each have a good day.
You as well.
Barton. Kelly Lynn Barton, 23R 513-503. Ms. Barton, you can come up here and tell me your name. You back again.
Yeah, I didn't know I had one.
You're charged with failure to refrain from consuming alcohol or drugs, testing positive for on a chemical test of May the 19th at 25. That is a misdemeanor. I'm sorry. That's a violation of probation. You have, or they think you had a violation of probation. That's 6. You have 6 prior technical violations. You could have your probation revoked on this. You could be jailed for 93 days. Do you understand that? Did you sign an advice?
She was a walk-in, so I think she should have the arraignment attorney.
Yeah, I'm going to give her one right now.
She should have already spoke to him. She was a walk-in.
Did you speak to a lawyer?
I spoke to somebody in that room over there. I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you know who you spoke to, though? What was it, a man or?
Yeah, it was a man.
Well, you'll recognize him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we
Tony
need you,
Carmen today.
we need you to go find him, and then I'll go ahead and give him that. Okay. Okay? Thank you. Your name, ma'am?
Kelly Lynn Barton.
Michael A. Carmen, 37324,
All right, how's she going to proceed?
She will plead guilty, and then just I'll give an explanation of what my client indicates happened.
I'm gonna need Jessica in here. Will you call her, please? If you plead guilty here, I want you to understand this is this would be your seventh technical violation. You could get 93 days in jail with credit for any time served. You understand that? Did you sign an advice of rights form today? You're presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty by preponderance. You have the right to question their witnesses, to bring in your own, to use the subpoena powers to court, to bring in those witnesses. You have the right at a trial to testify or remain silent, or at a hearing. If you remain silent, that silence would not be held against you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty, you're giving up all those rights, and we're not going to have a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The charge that you fail to refrain from consuming alcohol or drugs, testing positive for on a chemical test on May 19 of 25. How do you plead? I'm sorry? Did you consume?
Not knowingly, no.
Did you consume?
I took my daughter's medication by accident. I did not know I consumed anything except my medication, I thought.
Did you? I'm just asking you. Did you consume?
Unfortunately, yes. Like the worst day ever.
You're not going to tell me you didn't knowingly consume, are you?
Yeah, I did. I had no idea about it. I'm bipolar. She has ADHD. We don't keep
How old
her.
is she?
She's gonna be 14 next month.
Where does she keep her medication at?
She usually keeps them in the bathroom. She was packing to go to her friend's house for Comic-Con that weekend, so she brought everything in the bedroom.
What did you think you were taking?
I thought I was taking my Paxil.
What were the other drugs she's been using? Wasn't some of these? I don't know. I'm going to check.
Positive for in the past, and she's
Yeah, I mean, I
positive
don't
for
know.
alcohol.
Anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No.
You consume those, you consume those intentionally though, correct? I understand you're trying to tell me, hang on, please. Hang on, please. You consumed drugs. I know you're telling me that you thought they were your daughters, right?
No, I thought they were mine.
I'm sorry, you thought they were yours.
I have anxiety, sir. I
Ma'am.
don't take anything like that. I have a very, very bad anxiety. I don't take anything like that. It would be the worst thing I could take. I went to work that day. I didn't know what I had taken.
All right. Has anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No.
How many times has she pled guilty to consuming?
Including this time, I would say this is the third time.
So what were the other two?
Well, let's see, she pled guilty on April 1st. She pled guilty on June 10th of 2024 for, she pled guilty July of 24 for, September 12th of 24, she pled guilty for alcohol. Alcohol again in November of 24, and then alcohol in the most recent one, which was March 13th of 25, Your Honor.
I have a problem with alcohol.
We got a problem with other drugs too.
No, I don't do drugs. I never have been a drug addict.
Did I mishear you? Say that again. Anything relating to the drugs?
We have tested positive for violations for April 1st of 24, June 10th of 24, July 16th of 24, and then the most recent one, Your Honor. So that's 4 times, I believe.
I can't remember what happened in those.
Wait a minute. Did you accidentally take these on those days?
I do vaguely recall an excuse on one of her other violations regarding taking something she didn't believe was that. I can't recall specifically if that was it, but it does sound like a familiar story I've heard before from a violation with Kelly in the past.
All right. At a minimum, you're responsible for not ingesting or consuming something that you cannot consume. okay? That you're ordered not to consume.
I haven't been taking any medications at all because this can't happen.
Ma'am. Then why'd you take that medication? Ma'am, you keep interrupting.
I'm sorry.
You said you haven't been taking any medications.
Nothing.
When's the last time you took a medication then, other than accidentally taking this back on May the 19th?
I stopped taking my medications last month.
Well, that's subsequent to May 19th, right?
No.
It's after May 19th, right? May 19th was 2 months ago.
Yeah, I stopped taking it last month because.
I know, so that was after you tested on this one.
Yeah,
After you
so
took.
that way it wouldn't happen again. I can't have that happening.
What do you go up to just pill bottles and start taking them? I mean, come on. I've heard enough of this.
No, I understand.
I can't get you straight. I don't know who you're kidding. I'm gonna accept the plea. You're responsible for knowing what's going inside of your body. I don't know what to do with you anymore, Ms. Barton. Mr. Kerman, what would you like to say?
I really, just that this was over 2 months ago, no subsequent violation allegations since then. I think she has been making a concerted effort. With a bipolar condition, I believe, how medication affects that, I think is definitely a factor here.
I'm shocked. I've only sent her to, am I right that I've only sent her to jail once for 3 days?
You sent her to jail twice, once for 3 days and then the other time for 3 days.
Any thoughts?
I feel like we've gone around and around with Kelly. She'll do well for a while and then we have some issues again. Since the warrant was called, she wasn't warrant status. She did continue testing. She's tested June 4th negative, June 16th she was negative, July 7th she was negative. She's set to be discharged September 7th of this year, Your Honor. Only thing left for her is the money. Everything else she's done that was ordered, community service, court work program, she's completed.
How much does she owe?
$240, I believe, when I looked this morning, unless she's paid since then.
I don't get paid this weekend.
You what?
240.
I get paid this weekend.
We haven't done too well for you. Either that or you haven't tried hard enough, maybe a combination thereof. I mean, come on. I don't understand why you're looking me in the eye and telling me these things. I mean, please. I'm gonna go a lot easier when people are honest with me. I don't like people lying to me. This is not, you're not pulling one over me. You can insist you accidentally took this. You didn't accidentally take this. You didn't. I don't know why you stand there and tell me this. I mean, I feel sorry for you. You got an addiction. I guess we should have got her in the, did we try to get her in the sobriety court or anything?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Yeah, it's our fault. Can I see the screening?
Yes, Your Honor.
I mean, you seem like a very nice lady. Yeah, I mean, there were just not enough red flags at the time, but it's become apparent over time that she's got a serious problem. She scored a category 2 on the alcohol and 3 on the drug use. It's not exactly like this was screaming sobriety court. No, she had no established criminal history. She had a .172 on the breathalyzer, blood draw.
Judge, and she was ordered the alcohol education class originally. After her violations, you did order her to then do IOP. So she didn't even score high enough originally for treatment. It was later that you amended it for treatment.
Your Honor, in lieu of jail, would you consider ordering further treatment? Would you push out probation a little bit and see how she does?
We can't, I don't think. When did I place her on probation? Oh, February 24. Did you attend treatment? Where are we with that?
She completed treatment, Your Honor.
I believe the balance is 280 now.
I show a balance of 240, Judge.
Okay, maybe there's another payment that isn't reflected on the ROA. Because you can't pay that today, right?
I can pay this weekend. I can pay it Monday.
I don't know what else to tell you. I'm not gonna have probation keep chasing you. I'm gonna keep you on probation. I'm not extending probation. You're to serve 7 days or 10 days jail forthwith. Good luck. Have a seat. Ma'am, I've tried everything I can with you. You're not helping us help you. There's nothing I can do anymore. I'm sorry. Good luck. Wayne, Mike, Mr. Rogers, get your lawyer in here, please. People against,
Okay, so the first one with Judge Villarreal, I think he was willing to give Mom the benefit of the doubt until he heard the accusation that she made against her ex, or the father. And once he heard that, I think he was kind of fed up with her. I think that really hit him, because that is one of the most disgusting things that you can accuse a man of, right? There's a few, but that's one of the top. And I think it was just to get back at him, because she had to leave the home because of DV. So anyway, they didn't show the exchange, so of course they wouldn't show that anyway. It probably happened out in the hallway. And then the next one with Judge Buckley, wow. That woman was crazy. I mean, really crazy. And then the one with Judge Kalmbach, she just wouldn't move. I mean, he just couldn't get rid of her. So he had to take her to court. He couldn't get rid of her. And then the last one with Judge McNally, she was lying through her teeth, trying to keep herself out of going to jail. And it didn't work, because that man has been doing this for so long, he can spot a lie from a mile away. And he saw how she was lying. I mean, come on, to say, oh, I didn't know. I thought it was my medication. I accidentally took my daughter's. Come on. Please. You got to keep, your stuff separate from their stuff. And it's happened several times. So like this last time, I think was just a farce. So she is getting to spend the next 10 days in jail. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you another time.